In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to go after high-ticket clients as opposed to going after low-ticket clients and what the main difference is between the two. And a lot of you don't even realize you have low-ticket clients until you've experienced high-ticket clients. If you see me looking over here, I'm just going to be looking at some of my notes and some of the main tips that I have for you around looking for high-ticket clients and upping your prices so you have better clients, people who treat you with respect, people who respect your work, and people who are easier to work with. Because believe it or not, people who pay you more are actually easier to work with than people who pay you less. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the three main things that you need to be doing to get more high-ticket clients as opposed to low-ticket clients. So the main thing that high-ticket clients are looking for is you have to stop selling the videos and you have to start selling the results. Clients are not paying for videos, they're paying for a result or a solution to their problem. And so low ticket clients are just looking for a cinematic video or a video that is, it looks cool, but it doesn't actually get them results. They're caring more about the actual content as opposed to the result that the content gets them. And you could actually work less and create a crappier style video or crappier video for your client, and it still gets them amazing results, and you can charge probably twice or three times as much as somebody who's a low ticket client who wants this perfect edit. And so don't get stuck in the trap of like, I need to make the perfect edit. It needs to be high quality. Yes, that's important, but getting the client results is more important than having perfect work. They're paying for what the video does, which is more leads, more sales, and more exposure and more clients. That's ultimately what people are paying for. So instead of saying, I'll make you a video, say, I'll make you content that's going to increase your conversion rate by 30%. That's just an example. Because now I'm tying it into the root outcome of the problem as opposed to just, we're going to make you a video. Businesses will always invest in the ROI, not just in pretty visuals. Because a lot of times what happens is you're making a piece of content and the business just puts it on a back corner of their website. They don't get any views, they don't get any results. And then guess what happens after that? They don't hire you back to come and work for them again. Right? Because when they made the video before, they didn't get any results and there wasn't anything they got out of it. So to them, they're not really interested in making more videos because they're going to get the same results as before in their mind, right? Tip number 2 is positioning yourself as an expert, not as a freelancer. And so what a lot of people are doing is they're positioning themselves as a freelancer, somebody who is going from gig to gig. They're going to just do the job and deliver it to the client, and they have no ownership over the actual project. You see, when you shift into becoming an expert or somebody who is, an expert at what we like to say in our program, it's like you shift into becoming a media consultant as opposed to just somebody who makes videos. And so when you shift into becoming a media consultant, you're prescribing a business solutions through video to the pain points of the problems that they have that they told you about in the meeting. And so you think of yourself as like a doctor for media. So if you're like, okay, you guys are struggling with getting more leads, you need more short form content. Or you guys are struggling with converting people when they get to your website, you need branding content and testimonial content. Or you guys are struggling when it comes to objections on your calls, or your salespeople can't close more deals, then you say you guys need more pre-call content or FAQ videos. And you see how I'm relating each one of the problems into an actual video that we're going to create for them, because what that does is it solves an actual problem and it positions you as an expert, somebody with authority who's prescribing the right solution, just like you go to the doctor and they would prescribe a medicine to you if you're having some sort of issue, right? Number 2 is you need to own your niche. You cannot be everyone to everybody. Like, that does not work. You have to become the go-to person in a specific industry. And if you look at some of the case studies on my YouTube, you see people like working in the medical field, people working in the home service field, people working in the law firm field, and they become the trusted expert in that specific niche, because what that does is it puts them as a specific authority for that specific type of market, right? Because if somebody's deciding between production company number 1 and production company number 2, and production company number 1 has hundreds of law firm case study videos of people that they've worked with, and law firm number 2 has one case study with a law firm, but then a ton of other case studies with like random types of businesses, which one do you think they're going to choose? Obviously, they're going to choose the one that has the multiple, like the tons of case studies with their specific industry. And so you have to start to not pigeonhole, but people are worried about pigeonholing themselves into that position, but you have to put yourself in that position because that's where you build leverage and you build more expertise, and that's where you can charge higher prices and beat the competition who are just all generalists, right? And that helps you break above the rest as opposed to being stuck in that one position where like you're just kind of all competing on the same playing field. You can rise above because you have more case studies. And that brings me into the next point is you have to show authority, which means publishing case studies, getting client results, showing those client results when you do get client results. And then you can start to raise those prices over time. And my trick is as you start to, like, if you want to raise your prices, you just keep raising your prices each time you talk to a new client on a sales call. And so raise it by 10%, raise it by another 10%, raise it by another 10%, and keep raising it by 10% until you get to a point where most people are saying no. And so the average close rate you want to shoot for is like 25 to 30%. And if you're in that range, then that means you're priced properly and you're closing at a decent amount. But if your closing rate is like 60% or 70%, or it's super high, it typically means you're leaving money on the table because too many people are saying yes. And then if your close rate's like 5% or 10%, typically means that you're not closing high enough. Either you're too high priced or you're just not good at sales. And that's where you get better at the skill of sales. And the final tip number 3, is stop competing on price. You have to compete on value. And so a lot of videographers and video business owners are like, oh, we're the most affordable option. They put that in their marketing, which is a horrible idea. Don't ever say you are the most affordable option, because you don't want to be a cheap option to your clients. You want to be the option that provides the most value. Because when you compete on price, what happens is they take your price and they go shop that around to everybody else, and then they're just going to choose the cheapest price, which is a race to the bottom. And so it just puts you in this place where like you have to keep competing on price, and lowering your price over time, which just puts you in a terrible position, and it just crushes your margins, and it's just not a good business to run, trust me. And so low ticket clients make those decisions based on the budget and how much it costs. High ticket clients care more about how likely are you going to get them the result, and what result are you actually going to get them. And this is where you can get to a place when you charge based on value, where you don't justify your price. You just simply say, this is our price, and if that's okay with you, great, let's do it. If it's not, no worries, good luck. And you don't have to justify, because you're not a commodity. You're not competing on price. And lastly, if your pricing doesn't scare you a little bit, you're not charging enough, because it means that you're comfortable. Like the price you give the client, it should scare you. It should make you a little uncomfortable. It should make you feel like, ooh, that's a lot of money, right? Because that means you're actually charging what you're worth. And so to recap, top 3 tips to getting high ticket clients instead of low ticket clients is A, stop selling the videos, start selling the results. B, position yourself as an expert, not a freelancer. And C, stop competing on price, compete on value and the value you can provide to your clients. So if you're tired of working with cheap clients who don't respect your time or your price, and you want to learn how to get more high ticket clients, click the link below this video, schedule a demo with our team. We'll be happy to walk you through what we've done for 580 other video business owners to help them charge more, do less work, and get more high ticket clients. And we'll see you there.